Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Lynette. Today, we're going to talk about a continuation of what we talked about last week, and that is painting the world your color. The reason this episode is entitled Health and Happiness is because when I got the inspiration of what the title should be called, I didn't write it down, and therefore I forgot it. So, it's simply going to be called Health and Happiness. But what was very interesting to me, and I felt this might be something that's interesting to pass on to you, I happened to be talking to a friend of mine who is an artist, and he writes a blog for his website, which comes out roughly every other week. He had told me that his blog this week was going to refer to something to the effect of when you have an interest that isn't something that is popular in the location where you're living, trying to find the support and the inspiration that you need. Unfortunately, the blog hasn't come out yet as of the time that I'm recording this episode, but it will be out by the time it airs. I want to give you first and foremost his name so you can go to his website and read the blog yourself. It is Salvador Castillo. That's SalvadorCastillo.com. It's all one word, SalvadorCastillo.com. If you want to go directly to the blog, then you put /blog. Otherwise, you can view some of his artwork simply by going to the website. He's a fantastic artist. Now, I'm going to take my friendship with Salvador, for example, because Salvador and myself, although we do different things, it's still considered one of the fine and physical arts. And so he is able to support me, and I'm able to support him. And he's a confidant to speak with in doing this because he understands the hard work and what you need to do to be recognized. It's not like a typical job where you can go fill out an application or knock on a door. It continues. It's like applying for a new job every time. So with that being said, as you figure out what you want to do for your career, it is important to find people who are supportive of you, someone that you can confide in, because unfortunately, a lot of times you get a lot of envy. And when people have that attitude towards you, they don't realize the effort, the work, the time, the expense, the classes that you have put into doing what you're doing. And although maybe they take it as a form of bragging, it's simply excitement that all of your efforts are paying off. So if you can't find someone who's supportive of you and doing what you're doing, when you start to see flourishment of what you're working at, then keep it yourself. It's better to keep it yourself to have a negative comment on it. Remember, as I said with social media, the only like you need clicked on is the like for yourself. It is nice to find support or to have a confidant or somebody who shares the same interest. And you probably will come across that if you don't already have it. So, in other words, getting back to Salvador's blog, I'm anxious to read it myself because him and I both live in a town where what we both do is not common practice. And although this isn't a small town in terms of population, it is a small town in terms of culture. So if you have any interests outside of the normal realm of things, it's difficult to find someone to not only support you, but if you have any questions, to have someone to ask. I know when I have trouble with my computer, and with the sound or how to do something like that, I have to reach out to somebody that's very far away and it's over the computer, which makes it very difficult, actually. Even though there's people that know about computers here where I live, they don't know about doing audio. So it is rather rare. In fact, some time ago, I did an audiobook. It's called Herbal Remedies and Solutions, found on Amazon. But in doing that book, it required certain things technically to be done, like decibels. I know those are sounds, but I have no idea how to set decibels. So I had to search out somebody locally that could help me with this sort of thing. And I did find someone. And so I hired a sound engineer. And actually, by the time I paid him everything I needed to pay him, he's made more than I have made on doing the book, doing the work. So if you're in a location where there's not a lot of support in what you do, try to find it first and foremost within yourself. And then look into different avenues where you might find people who have the same common interest as you. It may not be exact, but at least it's the same interest. Getting back to painting the world your color, we talked about finding the career that you want. In fact, half of the problem is solved once you find out what it is you want to do. From there, you need training in it. If you need to read about it, you can Google it, you can take classes, whatever. And other things we mentioned or I mentioned was your love life, where you live, if you need to relocate for this career, or if you simply want to redo where you're living now. You do have to put the effort and the energy in. The physical body needs to take care of that part of your goal. We talked about tapping into the spirit. And the spirit can make this journey a whole lot simpler by guiding you to where you need to be, what you need to do. So it's very important to sit quiet with yourself. So to recap, what you want to do is figure out what you want your world to look like, what kind of career you want, what kind of love life, what kind of living situation. And then you need to do the work not only toward those things specifically, but you need to have your instrument, your vehicle ready and prepared to do it as well. For example, getting your mind where it should be, eating right is certainly important. Meditating, sitting quietly, praying, all of that falls into play. Your physical body, whether you need to lose weight, gain weight, get more energy, whatever the case may be, start working toward that goal, if it involves exercise, whatever. And then get very excited that you're going to take the steps toward making things the way that you want it. If it happens to be a career goal, don't let the rejection throw you. Rejection is part of life. I remember some time ago, I was on vacation in Mexico, and I was reading something, and I happened to look down, and it said, "It's not the destination, it's a journey." And that just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was so profound to me at that time. And then a short time after that, I bought a car. And on the keychain, engraved in leather, it said, "It's not the destination, it's a journey." So get excited about your journey. And if doors close, it just means go to another one. Or if you're hearing the same thing over and over, if there's an area that you need to brush up on, again, you have to do your work as well. So many times I hear people complain about their lives, but they don't make any moves toward improving it. So if you're driven, if you're a person that has that goal, that is half the battle. people who are around you takes notice. They can see when you're moving the direction that you want to go. If you're interested in moving, say, to a new location, or just simply changing where you're at, but you want it more to fit your lifestyle, you have to do the legwork to go out and furniture shop or house shop. Or if you're thinking moving out of town for a career, you need to Google and find out what the price of housing is. And so there's a lot to do, but it's exciting if you look at it as real excitement, and that is truly painting the world the color that you want it. You're adjusting things to suit you. Remember what I said about social media. The only like you need clicked on, the other 1,600 of them doesn't matter, is the like from yourself. Up to this point, based on the previous episodes, you probably already have done a lot of the work to get your mind and body in line to move forward with the other aspects of your life that you want adjusted. For example, don't look to others to make you happy. You can glance at the past, but don't stare. You've already done all that work. Now it's getting your vehicle and your instrument ready to do it. And that is very exciting. You should be inspired every morning to get up and do what you need to do to make yourself just a little bit better. And now it's ready to figure out the aspects of your life that you want changed, that being career, home life, whatever the desires of your heart are at this time. I myself am involved in trying to move forward with a career goal that I have, and it would be very easy to give up. However, the company knows that the nature of this career is that way, and it says don't give up because the next time could be it. And I did kind of give up for a while, and then I realized I had nothing going on at that time, so why not keep moving forward, keep trying to get what you want, where you want to be. And in doing so, I have felt myself improve. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't even really matter about the job as much as it does you seeing yourself improve as a person and as your career goals. So with all of this being said, you have your mind, body, and spirit in line. You have your thoughts the way they should be. You're working on your body if it needs work, whatever the case may be. And it's important to be quiet and listen to your spiritual side also, because it will save you a lot of steps. And now that all that is in place, since we do live in this earthly world, you should have it the way you want it, the way that would make you happy. And in that, you should be excited. And now it's time to have your own goals in place, the way you want your world to look, what would make you happy, what kind of home would you enjoy coming home to, and what kind of career goals do you have? Now it's time to start walking toward all of that as well. Don't let rejection scare you. It's part of life, and it definitely is the journey, not the destination. Enjoy the whole process of what you're working toward, the people you meet, the adventures that you find. And if you get knocked down, get right back up. With all that being said, I hope you enjoy your week. And until then, bye-bye.